All right. Sorry about that being a few minutes late. We're going to start doing like our Dominion Defense discussion groups on, which happens every Wednesday after Chantilly. So this week we're going to do suppressors and why and how they work. A few to show off and see what people like. All right, we're going to get it started. So suppressors, how and why they work. Basically, you gotta figure out how a gun's, a gun is loud. Why is it loud? Well, there's an explosion. That explosion basically makes the cartridge go off, which is going to increase your sound. What does the suppressor do to mitigate that? Well, or let's skip back. What other noises make a gun loud? So the actual sound of the bullet. So if the bullet breaks the sound barrier, there's a sound barrier crack, which you normally can't hear unless you have a suppressor on. You've got other devices like the flash hider can make noise. The flash hider can make noise like a pinging. The actual action of the gun can make a noise. Hey Ames, can you do this thing for me, please? So those are some of the things that you got noise. Oh, you got to go on? All right. Then we don't have to worry about that. So right now we're at what other noises does the gun make? Sorry, it's not technical people trying to do technical things. Okay. Yep, so we're on to this one. So the sound of the action, the flash hider, those are the other things that make noise. So the real question is, how does the suppressor work? Should be your next one.
Fitted with a suppressor, the gases now have greater volume to expand into, thus disrupting and dissipating the noise.
All right, so basically what happens is it slows down the speed, slows down the sound of the explosion, or slows down that explosion and those gases escaping, and slows them down so they don't make a big loud noise. That's basically what they're doing. And they're using a baffle structure, which you can see here. All right, what's our next one? All right, so what kind of suppressors are there? So any of them can, they can be anything from rim fire to center fire. Rim fire would be your small, inexpensive, generally direct thread cans. They're going to be smaller, lighter weight. They can be made they'll be generally user serviceable because 22 is dirty. You'll have pistol caliber cans. Some of those are user serviceable. Some are not. This one is a silencer code, which is not user serviceable. But what that does is it allows you to, you get a fixed can. Some of the user serviceables you can change the size, the weight, things along those lines. Make sure it's open. Yes, sir.
Can you clarify what
user serviceable? So it means they can open them. So you can actually open up the can and make it so you can clean it out. I use can or suppressor or silencer all as one word. But in user serviceable, you can take them apart, clean them. It's not exactly necessary. In 22, it seems that it needs that because it's very dirty. But in your other calibers, your 45, your 45s, your 9s, your 300 blackouts, I don't think it's necessary, personally. Rifles, That's where you'll see cans that are either direct threaded or using flash hider mounts. So things along your direct thread will be like your Nomad from Dead Air. So that threads directly to your barrel. So if you have a 5/8 by 24 thread, it's going to go straight on there. Where look at the Surefire. Where some of the Surefires are going to have a mounting system that will mount. Matthew, you want to help me?
You want me to hold the camera?
You can. That might work.
I'm holding the camera.
So the mounting system.
Look at that. Quick release. How cool is that, guys?
So that'll get you an idea of how those work. Those are kind of more in your modern sporting rifles, your ARs, your SCARs, things along those lines. Let's talk about the different types of suppressors, like the hybrids. You'll see a lot that can go across multiple platforms. There's a company, I forget what company it is, but they offer a bushwhacker. It takes a 45 caliber, 45-70. It's generally a direct thread, but you can go on to your 5.56 and 300 blackout, things like that. But it's not. It's like a one and all. Does everything, but doesn't do one thing well.
So that's what we're talking about. It's like a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Correct.
So you could use it on other calibers, but it's not ideal, is what we're talking about, guys.
Shotgun. I don't even have an example of it.
Like a salvo?
Yeah, they do make a suppressor that's specific for shotguns. They're fairly, I guess they were trendy when they came out. They kind of trended to the top. They're everybody wanted them, and they kind of, I don't know.
Well, just like anything else, there's fashions. It's fashionable and then not fashionable, right?
I would say that's definite for suppressors. Suppressor seems, lack of a better term, lifestyle. A lot of it's about selling a certain lifestyle and what you get. James, you want to hit me?
Probably when the double A's came out, double A12
Yeah.
came out, then they wanted suppressors on them.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking a little bit about mounting systems as we talked about different cans. You have your direct thread. Again, that's very common for your precision rifles, your bolt actions, your 22s. There'll be a certain type of direct thread for pistols, but then yes, you have to have another part in there to make sure it functions correctly. And then you'll have your flash hider mounts, your bi-lugs, your tri-lugs. That's where everyone, well, not everyone, but the tri-lugs, the famous one for the MP5.
Check that out. Very HK thing to do.
So we're basically the can mounts on there. It hits the point and it snaps over. Go for the next one, James. I'll drop my gun. All right. So the pistol, that's where I was saying there's direct threads. So yes, there are some pistols that'll function without any added extra back pressure, but most of them with the Browning design, they need what's called, they'll call them lids, they'll call them pistons. Basically, it's a spring that's added.
Is that the booster?
It's a booster.
That's the booster.
Name. And what that does is generate more recoil. That's going to generate more recoil so that the actual action will cycle. Some pistols like Berettas are famous for not needing that, but most of the Browning designs are going to need it. The Browning tilting barrels where you get that
lock breech,
that upward tilt. I think that's it. You want to give me another one, Ames? Another thing to talk about, and I just thought it was cool, some of the suppressors will get stuck on, especially in rifle. And what happens is they get carbon locked. You actually have to shoot them off. You hit play on that. It's amazing what you can find on the internet.
Interesting. Okay, that I saw one guy do it before, but I'm going to do it because I think it's interesting. This is not loaded yet, right? So the whole cool thing about the suppressor, right, is the whole unlock thing, but it's stuck on there. It's carbon locked, right? So it doesn't want to come off. So my understanding, and I have not read this and confirmed it, but I've seen people do it on the YouTubes, and everything on YouTubes is right. So
There we go.
make sure it's totally
YouTube's
unlocked.
right.
Okay? So it's not going to stick on there. It's not locked on, but it's carbon locked. You load one round, okay, and then you shoot it off. Like this, maybe. Hopefully we don't die. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, there she goes.
Yep, and it came off. Now we can go see if our suppressor blew up. No, so it's fine. See? It's no baffle strike. Yeah, and I don't know if you can even see through there or not, but that's how you're supposed to get these things off if they get completely carbon locked. You unlock it, and then you can shoot it off. It's cool. So now I've done it. So now you know that you can do that. Anyway, I thought that was fun. It got carbon locked, and I wanted to get it off because I like to play with it. Shut up.
So I just find it interesting that you can do that, but I figured we had to share something with it. All right, let's see where we're at next spot.
This is something.
Oh no, we're watching it again. Oh no.
All right, so the real thing is what's required to own the thing, right? What does it take? You can buy a pistol, and there's no laws against it in your state. You can own a suppressor. You still have to buy from a dealer located in your state. So if you're a Maryland resident, you got to buy from a Maryland dealer. If you're a Virginia resident, you got to buy from Virginia. If you can, like I said, you own a pistol, you can own a suppressor. With that, you've got to get fingerprinted. This was the stuff that people always disliked. I got to get fingerprinted. There's different there's the Silence Code kiosk that fingerprints you. We do it by paper here. It's not that hard. I did it for 6 months for a police department one time in my life. So it's fairly easy to do. And then we got to take photos. With that, we e-form. So the new process is going through e-form. So whoever does it, you got to generate an e-form account. Just means you get a username, a PIN number, and an email associated with it. We put it all in together. It really doesn't take that long, about 15 minutes. Put a photo for you.
You do the photo, or you bring in?
Nope, we do it all. Everything's done here now. It's so easy because I can do it all electronically. Even if I did paper forms, I could do them with a photo. Because I have a little thing that prints out photos for you.
They just want like a passport kind of photo. Exactly.
But you can do that. Nowadays, I have a little thing from HP. It's a printer this big, and I print them out.
Good to go.
It's easy. It's crazy. Big thing is patience. Who knows when this thing, these things are getting approved. Fastest approval time we've had is 11 days. But that's not going to be everybody.
And the slowest has been?
I think we got ones over 90.
Yeah.
So it's just
Pretty good.
We don't know. That's the issue. Is I don't know how long it takes. I've got guys that went in after the 90 people, and I've gotten them, and it just makes no sense in time frame. But I guess that's the government for you. All right. So what's it take? Well, tonight, because you showed up or you're on Instagram Live, I'm paying VA sales tax.
That's 6%, guys.
6% off. And then we got to talk to you about our next group. So next live stream we want to do is responsible gun ownership. Something that's kind of in the news, in the media right now, just because what's going on. You really, everything's going on. We try to stay apolitical. I have no political way of saying stuff, but I want to talk about how us as a community interact and what we do. Any questions?
Questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, folks, from
Sorry.
the crowd.
Is there any questions on Instagram
What do
or
we
any
got?
of these things? I don't know. Go for it, boss.
How do suppressors kind of change how you interact with your protection, and or do they change that at all?
That's a great question.
They can interact. So most of your rifle cartridges are basically just going to help you lower that decimal rating. You're still going to want to have hearing protection on. As you get into things with subsonic ammunition or pistol caliber cartridges, 22s, you're not going to need hearing protection generally, but really it depends where you're at, like what range and things like that, what their rules are. So I was shooting, if you saw some of the Instagram, I was shooting some of the stuff subsonic. It's not very loud. It's hard to tell from videos. Videos are impossible to tell. You really have to hear them side by side. Anything else?
So you're gonna get into like what's a good suppressor for an AR?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. So we've kind of gone there. There's definitely, I wouldn't say that we're going to be the budget zone. We're looking at definitely your middle to higher end suppressors that we carry here. So I would do, for me personally, the new one is, if you're just doing 5.56, is the Dead Air Sierra 5. I think that's running 859. So that's dedicated to 5.56. Just came out probably a month ago. But the Sandman K is another good choice, but it has a little more versatility. It'll run on your 300 blackout, on your 308s, things like that, but not give you that optimal suppression to 5.56. Now you'll get better. You probably could do better suppression with, the Surefire, but your price increase and what your return is minimal based off of what the price is.
So your Surefire one's the one that has a clip.
Yep. And
so
so
I got say 3 ARs.
Mm-hmm.
So I could buy like 3 clips and then just
3.
use it on different.
Correct. It would be 3 different mounting platforms, which the Surefire gun is over there. And you can also do that with the Dead Air as well. So it's currently set up. The Sierra 5 set up for the Xeno mount, but it can also be set up for the their other mount, like on the Sandmans. So I mean, personally, I have to talk to you and see what you're trying to do with all 3 of them, and then I can give you a better idea exactly which one what I would run.
Is there a price you fill out the form?
No, other than the price of the gun. Oh, you mean like above the cost of? No. So what we do is we'll help you through that form. You have to do the eForms login, which I've had people do straight on their phone. If not, we can do it. We got plenty of laptops. Get you signed in, and then it's fairly easy after that.
Now let's talk about tax stamps.
Tax stamps.
Yes.
It's $200.
Yep.
You know what? I didn't address that, did I?
Now here's the thing with the tax stamps. The tax stamp has been the same amount since 1934. In 1934, $200 was a lot of money. $200 could buy you a very nice car back then. And that's how they wanted to kind of dissuade people from getting these types of items. So all those years since 1934, the cost has never gone up. So if you guys are thinking, oh my God, $200 is a lot of money, think about it was for our grandparents. So it's really not that bad, guys.
Well, that's the poorly written legislation in our favor for once.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a rarity. But yeah,
Okay, what else, folks? What do you got?
I think I'm probably just going to end the live stream unless
Think that'll do it?
I can't really see anything. If there's any comments, maybe I don't know how. Don't see it.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think I'm going to end it. All right, guys. Thank you.